Hey guys, I feel an urge to make a very open and honest video about something, and it's not an easy topic for me because I in some ways, even admitting it to myself and certainly discussing it with anybody else makes me feel weak. But I think somewhere in me it makes me feel like a bit of a fraud as well. And it's difficult to talk about this, but I want to. I want to make a very open video and perhaps use you all as a type of therapy session, if you will, maybe. You know, very miraculous things have happened here, and I want to remain with my humility as much as I can throughout my life and when I speak to you guys. But a whole lot of amazing things have happened here, and all of those things, you know, building a children's village, finding educational support for nearly 700 children, becoming a father to children I never knew 4 years ago, and having 26 often very sick, disabled children here at my home, having all the rescue dogs. Having all of these things happen in a short space of time takes a toll on the person who God has chosen to make them happen with, or around, or through, or partially through, or however you want to see it. I don't take credit for any of this. I couldn't have done it without other people. I couldn't have done it without the team here in Tanzania. Definitely couldn't have done it without God. Definitely couldn't have done it without you guys who share and make what we try to do to help people possible. But 4 years from a standing start to all of this, you know, I'm not a person who's slowly trained in medicine. I'm not used to the idea of sickness and death. You know, it's not something I expected in my life. And I've now, you know, I've had children die in my arms, children that I loved. And I've had children that I lived with, woke up with, said goodnight to every night. Children whose cheeks I stroked with the back of my hand and said I love you each night, have died. And it takes its toll. It makes you weary. And it makes me tired. And I'm tired. Very tired. And it's not just the children dying. I've had other things go on as well. I've had several grown men die in my arms as well here. I've, as you well know, all of you, lost count of how many sick animals I've nursed, dogs, puppies, other animals as well that have died. And this makes you weary. You know, the emotional strain is one thing, but then there's the physical strain of you go to bed and one of the single mums comes with a child seizuring in her arms. You wake up to, there's an emergency, quick help. You don't even get a chance to wake up by yourself and do the normal things a human does. You don't get a chance to, whatever, drink a cup of tea, read the news, take your dog for a walk. It's full gas from closing your eyes. Even whilst your eyes are closed, sometimes you're awoken to full gas here. Just go, go, go. And all of these images and events, they wear you out. Even if you're getting enough sleep, which I haven't been, they wear you out. I'm also inside this compound, and I'm seen as the leader. I don't want to be. I'm working my best to train all the Tanzanian staff to be able to lead this place without me, how it should be. If there's a war or something goes on with the government and I have to leave, they need to know how to do it all themselves. And that's always how it will be, a community that leads itself. But I'm seen as a leader. And when you're seen in that way, people all come to you with their problems, young and old. Everything, they come directly to you because there's the tribal mentality of go to the chief. On top of that, we're a smaller and younger charity with only 2 Western people, so our customer service doesn't exist aside from me. All our donors and sponsors who email me. All of these things wear you out. And I don't just want to dump my problems on you. We've all got our problems. But I just want to say that in amongst all I've shared and all I teach and all I speak of, and in amongst all the meditation I know of and the spiritual practices I know of and the preservation of the secretion and the healthy eating, there's a limit to what we can do as humans on our own. And that's why you should never try to be nothing but independent. If you can build a bond with someone and work together with them, you should. If you can be a team, a family, you should. Because I'm at capacity now with the structure I've got, and it's telling because I'm getting sick a lot. And simple things are completely knocking me off my feet. People might get a cold here, it lasts a day or two, and I'm on my back for 6 days. I eat the wrong food, my stomach goes mad these days after the parasite infection. I sleep on edge a lot here as well, with the, I'm not sexist, but being seen as the male leader, I sleep light. People come with problems, I want to be able to wake up. If there's a child seizuring in someone's arms and they want me there, then I'll be there for them. But also for intruders. You hear some wildlife jump off the mesh fence and it makes a spring now and the dogs go crazy, and I'm up, I'm out looking. Did someone just hop the fence? And just absolutely drains you guys, and I feel like a bit of a fraud. I feel weak for saying it, even whether I share this video, I don't know. But I feel like a bit of a fraud because I speak about all these things and about us finding our spiritual strength, but part and parcel of it's a very selfish reason. Because somewhere in me, I'm hoping to call on reinforcements to come here, but I hope sometimes in what I share that some reinforcements will appear and come and back us up. Come and give us a break, maybe. I need a break. I definitely need a break. My body's not what it was. It's really not what it was. And if I increase my training a little bit, I get sick. If I skip one night's sleep, I get sick. Or if I don't sleep enough, I get sick. And my immune system's just teetering on the edge of nothingness because I'm too tired and too stressed. And despite all I speak about with God and with meditation and overcoming your lower self, you can do all of that all you want, but we have limits. And I'm at my limits here. And now I'm at my limits. And I'm said to Fritzy several times this week, I feel a need to take a break. A proper break, you know. We went home for our wedding for 3 weeks and it was nice, but we had a wedding to deal with. Weddings are kind of tiring. And then we had a honeymoon, which, you know, was just simply 5 days. It wasn't a honeymoon, it wasn't a break, you know, it was 5 days hopping around in Cumbria and climbing the odd mountain. It was nice, but it wasn't a break. Not after 4 years of slugging it out like this. And that's one of my prayers at the moment, is that God provides me with a break. Because you can overcome your lower self, you can do whatever you want. Sometimes life just beats the energy out of you. That's how I feel. I feel weak. And I never like to admit that. But it's the truth. And I'm big on truth. I just need to break away from it all. Break away from the corruption, the sickness, the poverty. You know, I'm tense when I go for a walk here. I purposely try to choose routes where I know that no people will come and ask for help. Because I just want some space. I try my best to walk ways where I know there's not much foot traffic, so as I don't get bothered. I never used to be like that. I used to welcome everybody who came to me asking for help. Now I try to avoid them. Because I'm so tired. And I've spoke to God a lot about it. But we'll go away soon. We'll go away in October for just a week in Hamburg, a week in England. Thanks to the Patreon supporters, because can't do that without you guys. And we don't know what we're going to do about Christmas, because we are going back early. We were just going to go at Christmas with the Patreon money. But Fritzy and I have family, and my mother is quite ill. My mother broke her back, actually, the day I flew back to Tanzania. She fell after my wedding. And we both have elderly grandparents, some of which are forgetting things and forgetting at an alarmingly fast rate, and we don't want to not see them before they forget who we are. So yes, you can do extraordinary things in God. We all can. But we don't have magic powers. We're still human. We still have problems, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical. I guess the only difference is that I have absolute faith that if I push too hard and I do fall, He'll catch me. That's all I can hope for. That's all any of us can hope for. You're very lucky to be in the West. You're very lucky to go down the street. You're very lucky to avoid corruption. You're very lucky to walk down a clean street. You're Very lucky to have legal systems that protect you. You're very lucky that you don't stand out. Very lucky that you don't get the feeling some days you just wish you were black so people wouldn't disturb you. Very lucky to have time to ourselves in the West. My dogs. I better get going. God bless, guys.